Hi guys, my name is Chandrasekharr and I have experience in Siebel CRM domain around 7 years, and I have extensively worked on integration and workflows and scripting, configuration and EAM process, and I would like to share my knowledge through this session. And if anyone wants to take technical support from me, or if anyone wants to take training on Siebel CRM, on integration or workflows or scripting or configuration, if you can able to reach out to me at my mail ID chandrasekharr391@gmail.com, and my mobile number 9035 and 781. So today we are going to discuss about the workflows and how can we call the workflows, and how can we able to call a workflow within another workflow. Okay, let's start with your session. Okay, fine. So today we are going to discuss about workflows. We can able to invoke the workflow through. Yesterday we discussed about runtime events, right? So today we are going to invoke our workflow through named method user property. Okay, named method user property. This is yes. So, and one more thing, we are going to discuss about sub-process step and user interact step. Okay, yesterday we discussed only two steps of workflows, just a decision point step and Siebel operation step. As of now we discussed, right? Today I'm going to introduce you two new steps, sub-process step and what is that, user interact step. Okay. Okay. Just listen me and carefully, and after that you ask me. Then just I'm going to tell you that one only, right? We are going to discuss about that one only. That's what I'm saying. So first we will discuss about the requirement, and then we will start to implement our workflow, and we'll discuss about that two steps, user interact and as well as sub-process. Okay. We'll discuss about your doubts at last. Okay, first you just carefully listen, and if you have doubts, and at last of the session we'll discuss about that. Okay, that's good practice. Okay, first I will tell you the requirement. Okay, so today we are going to implement workflow using user interact and as well as sub-process, and I'm going to call that workflow through button click. Okay, so my requirement is I'm in accounts screen, right? Can you able to see my screen, account screen? So here I selected the particular account, record 3com account. Okay, so here the user wants to create one new order for this particular account. Okay, he wants to create new order, but the user wants whenever he wants to click a button here, we are going to implementing one new button, and that button, if the user click on that button, the user can able to create a new order for this account, and as well as it will navigate to that order's view. so that he can able to edit the order details. You understand the requirement? So here what I am saying is in this applet there would be one button. The user click on that button. As soon as he click on that button, he can able to navigate to order screen with newly created order. Okay. That's our requirement. For the requirement, like we can say that we are going to calling the workflow through button click. So we are going to calling the workflow through button click. Okay, that's a very interesting functionality here. So let's okay. Now I'm going to creating new workflow. The workflow name will be account yeah, just listen me carefully. Okay, just finally you can write finally, man, just lastly you can write, just please follow me, just okay. We'll finish firstly, and after that I will tell you if you want notes. If you want notes, I will give you some points. Very important points are there. Finally, lastly, I will give you. First, you listen carefully, okay? So that there is no break. Okay, account order, creation, and navigation. So navigation workflow. So I'm giving the name of this workflow as account order creation and navigation workflow. So whenever you create the workflow process, the status should be like in progress status, and the project you select any new project, any locked project, and business object. What is the business object for our workflow? Account. We are going to calling the workflow in account screen, right? So this account screen, go to about view, you can able to see the BO name. So this is the BO name we can able to use in our workflow. Okay, now our workflow record is ready, and after that what you need to do, you need to edit the workflow process. The workflow process is start step, and so for our requirement, we are going to creating new order, right? So we are going to inserting new order. So we are going to using Siebel operation step for creating order, and we are going to not only creating the order, but as soon as he click on the button, he should the order should create, the new order should insert in the orders BC, and as well as the user can able to see the order screen. But he is clicking the button, clicking the button in account screen, but he wants to see that new order as soon as he click on that button. The new order will get created and it will navigate to that order screen, not account screen. He just clicking the button in account screen, but he can able to see that new order in order screen. So that is the interesting requirement here. Okay, so for that reason I am going to using sub process. Okay, just listen carefully. This I'm going to using the sub process. So how I am going to passing the input arguments for this sub process, and how I can able to call I will explain to you what is the process also. Okay, just first of all we will connect these steps and end step. Okay, let me explain you about the sub-process. Sub-process, what the sub, when we use the sub-process is, if you want to call the workflow within another workflow. Now what I am going to do is, I will create one more workflow. Okay, so I will call this workflow within this workflow. Okay, first we will finish this step. First we will give the properties for this step. What is view properties window? You know how to provide the properties for Siebel operation step, right? For Siebel operation step, you must choose the business component name. What is the business component? In which business component you are going to inserting the record? Orders, right? In orders screen, in orders BC you are going to inserting the record. So what is the BC you need to select for that Siebel operation step? BC name, orders, order entry orders. Yeah, this is order entry orders is the BC. So we are going to inserting the record in orders BC. So we have to provide the BC name as orders, order entry order. Okay. Okay, order entry orders, and then you need to provide the operation. What the operation we are going to perform? This Siebel operation going to perform insert. So we are going to inserting the record in orders. So I am giving the operation as insert, and I already told you that if you are going to inserting any new record, you have to provide the input arguments. Field input arguments means you have to take care of the required fields, right? So here I'm going to creating new record in field input arguments, and here what I'm doing is I'm going to, whenever the user click on button on account screen, he wants to create one service order. Type should be service order. He don't want to create any sales order. He don't want to, there are the order type is, there are so many types of orders are there, but he wants only create only service order. That service, okay, there are work order, retail order, there are so many types of orders are there, but he wants to create only service order. So what I'm doing is, here I'm providing the field name as we have to select the type. Yeah, order type. So order type should be service order, right? So here type is a pick list. So whenever you are going to giving any field values, it's a best practice that you have to give the lookup values. Lookup values is nothing but it is display values in list of values screen. Whenever you creating, you know this concept, right? So whenever you creating list of values in for pick list, so you have to give the list of values screen. You will define the list of values, right? So here in workflows, if you are going to providing any pick list field and pick list value for that particular step, you need to take care of, you should provide the lookup value function. Okay, the lookup value function you can able to see in tools. That is the field name, and you have to provide the which value we are going to inserting the service order. So in that type there is a value called service order. So you have to give the service order, but you don't want but we don't give service order directly, like we don't that is not a best practice. Directly, for example, if I service order, if I type like this, then sometimes the workflow will not able to identify the value in the list of values. So that reason we are going to giving same value in a expression. So here you select the type as expression and give the expression. So this is the expression lookup value. So this is the expression lookup value. This is the list of values type and this is the value. Okay. So here just a copy and paste. You can able to observe the vanilla expressions. This is a simple expression for lookup value function. Okay, so lookup value of fs underscore order underscore type underscore code is nothing but it is a list, this order type list of values type and service is the value. Okay, so I have given some yes. Whenever the order is get created, that value should be displayed in this field. Okay. Okay. This is as of now Siebel operation step is finished. Now we are going to moving sub-process step. So sub-process step I already told that it will call the it will invoke the one more workflow in another workflow. So in this step we are going to calling one more workflow. So what we do is we are going to create one more workflow that is child of this workflow. So in that workflow we will implement the navigation. So our requirement is we have to create the new order and as well as the user can able to navigate the order screen as soon as he click on the button, right? So for navigation functionality we will implement in this child workflow and we will call the child workflow in parent workflow using that sub-process step. Okay, just observe carefully what I am doing. So I am going to creating new record here. So in this new record, order navigation workflow. Okay, order navigation workflow. This order navigation workflow will be calling by this sub-process in the parent workflow. Okay, so give the okay. Here workflow mode I have choose as interactive flow. Why? Because I will tell you I will tell you later. Just a minute. And business object. Okay, in which view you need to navigate? Here this workflow is based on you need to navigate the order screen, right? You need to navigate the order screen. So BO should be order, not account. Okay. The parent workflow is calling by a button, but that button is the button user can able to see in account screen. That's what we have given as account for the parent. Business object is the account for the parent, and for child this should be navigate to order screens. That's why we are going to selecting the business object as order. Okay. So this is the view I want to navigate. So this is the view I want to navigate, orders view. If you click help and about view, you can able to see the BO name. So you have to provide the BO name as order entry for the second workflow, child workflow. You can call as child workflow. That is the good practice. Okay. Now project is required. So we have to select the project as well. Okay. So now the second workflow, click on edit the workflow process and start and end Now we are going to navigate. We want to navigate. The user can able to navigate. So for navigation purpose, we use one of the step called user interact step. This is the step. So user interact step, it will navigate. It will allow the user to navigate one screen to another screen. So for that purpose, we are going to using user interact step and just connect the this child workflow only perform only one function. It will navigate to one view to another view. That's it. But parent workflow, what it will do is it will create new order and it will call this child workflow using that sub process. So as soon as he click on the button in the account screen, he can able to the user can able to create the new order and as well as he can able to navigate the order screen. Okay, so let me show you how to provide the properties for this user interact step. For user interact step, you need to provide only one property, that is user interactive view. Here you can able to see the property name in left side. So user interactive view. So here you want to navigate this view, orders view. So just copy the help about view. You can able to see the view name, copy the view name. I want to navigate this view. So I am giving the property of user interactive view as my target view. So okay, view name you just copy and paste here. That's it. Only one property you have to provide here in this workflow. And view name is order entry line item action view. So the user, as soon as he click on the button, the user can able to navigate this view. Okay. So one more thing you need to take care here, as for these connectors you have to provide the type as condition, because we are going to calling this workflow through another workflow, right? So we have to provide this condition. We have to provide these connectors as condition, but don't give any condition. No need of conditions here. But the conditions type you should change as conditions. Okay. Yes, if you want to see the properties window, right click and view properties window. Okay. We are not going to giving any condition, but we are going to changing only type. In right click, view properties window, you can able to see the type. Type should change from default to condition. Okay, select that value, that's it. But you are not going to providing any condition here. Okay, now the workflow is getting implemented, this child workflow. Now we are going to call this child workflow in the parent using that sub process. Okay, branch connector type is a condition, but it does not have any condition. Interactive user type not associated with any event. All outgoing branches user interactive. Okay, fine. It will, because we are not going to providing any conditions, right? That's what it is showing some error, but no need to take care of that errors, because we are going to calling this workflow in another workflow, so that workflow will take care of these conditions. Okay. Okay, what you need to do is you just click on publish and activate. Just activate the workflow. This is child workflow. I'm going to publishing the workflow. No, like we selected a type as condition, right? So it is saying that you selected as condition, but you didn't provide any condition. That's what it is saying that errors window. But you you can ignore these errors because we are going to calling this child workflow in our parent workflow. So you can ignore those errors. That's not a big matter. So here, and then go to just publish and activate that but child workflow. For this query. Please listen me carefully, man. First, I just can you able to see my screen or not? Child workflow. I am going to child workflow. I am going to publishing now. Just me. Um, okay, this is the workflow. So I publish it. This is a child workflow now. Now what I am going to do is I'm going to calling this child workflow in parent workflow. So what is my parent workflow here? This one. Yes. So here we didn't publish this one as of now. Now here we need to provide some properties for this subprocess. What are the properties you have to provide is subprocess name. That means child workflow name. What is the child workflow name? Child workflow name is order navigation workflow, right? So that is the child workflow. So that workflow name you have to provide in parent workflow. Select the subprocess and right click view properties window. You can able to see the view properties and you can able to see the subprocess property. Here in this subprocess property you have to provide the child workflow name. Okay, child workflow name I have given here, order navigation workflow, and then you have to give here input arguments. You need to provide this subprocess. Okay, what are the input arguments is you want to map that Siebel operation child workflow object ID to this Siebel operation, this parent workflow Siebel operation object ID. This is just like mapping from one workflow to another workflow. So for that reason we are going to giving selecting input arguments here. If you click on input arguments, you can able to see the process properties. Yeah, that's what I am telling. Listen carefully. In input arguments, you have to select the object ID and then type is literal. Sorry, type is process property, because this is the object ID is the process property. We are going to mapping this object ID with child workflow process property of Siebel operation object ID and Siebel operation object ID. Okay, this is just like mapping between one workflow to another workflow. So here you need to provide the subprocess input. No need to properties, man. I will give this XML. Don't worry about that. This workflow I will export as a XML file and I will send to you in mail. Okay, you can able to import in your tools. Same workflow. Okay, so here I just mapped the object ID with Siebel operation object ID. That's it. our workflow is get ready now. So now what you need to do, you need to publish the parent workflow also. So publish and activate. Once you deploy the workflow, then only you can able to see this workflow process definition in client side, right? So that's what we are going to deploying. So once you deploy, just to deploy it, sub-process step is using workflow, that is not service flow. Okay, fine. So it is saying some error. No. This error in parent workflow, this error will come, but no need to worry about that. Just go tail workflow. It is saying that what it is saying that it is saying that you can't call the interactive flow in service flow, because parent workflow mode is service flow and child workflow mode is interactive flow. So why I am selected interactive flow is because the interactive step can use only in interactive flow. You can't able to use that step in service flow mode. So that's what I selected when we editing the workflow. That's what I selected workflow mode as interactive flow. What I will do now is I will do revise. That means it will, whenever you revise, it will create new workflow in progress status. You can able to change this one to service flow now. That will not affect now. Okay. Now again publish it. Revise it and publish it. Okay. Yeah, this one again you publish it. Okay. Now you are going to parent workflow and then again publish it. Oh, I changed the workflow, the child workflow mode as service flow. Okay. And then again I am coming. Yes, I changed it to service flow and again I'm coming to parent workflow and I'm going to deploying this workflow. Okay. So now the workflow get deployed. Parent workflow also get deployed and child workflow also get deployed. That means our workflows are get ready to use now. But what is your requirement? You want to call this workflow, parent workflow, in button click, right? So how can you call the workflow through button click? That's what we are going to discuss now. What is your workflow name? So we are going to invoking this workflow through button click. I already told you that there is the applet user property. Okay. So named method user property. This user property we can able to use from business component level as well as applet level. So business component level syntax is different, but applet level syntax is different. So before that we are going to. So we have to create new button, right? So for button we have to create new control. You know that how to create a button, right? So I'm going to creating new button in that particular applet, account applet. So what is our button? Button name is go to, otherwise auto create order. So my button name is auto create order. So this button will call the workflow. Give the caption name and what are the properties you have to provide when you creating new button? HTML type. HTML type. Here HTML type is there. What is the HTML type should be for buttons? Mini button or mini button edit. Okay, so I'm going to selecting mini button for HTML type because we are going to creating new button, right? So that's what. So here method invoked, it's very important. This is the method we are going to call our workflow. So this is the new button, so I'm going to giving my custom method. So my method name is go to order. Okay, this is the method. Just note down this method in Notepad. Okay, and method name, and then that's it. So what you need to, if you create the new button and you have to do edit web layout, right? So I'm going to doing edit web layout for that button. You just drag and drop that button in applet web template. Okay. What is our button name? Go to order, right? Auto create order. Okay, I created the button and I mapped the button in the applet web template. Okay, today I am going to tell you about if you create a new button, how can you enable the button? Just to compile it, I will show you one more interesting thing. I just created the new button with the custom method. Okay, I have given my own method. Now I compile the applet. You can able to see the button, but it will not be enable. It will be in the disable mode because custom buttons defaultly disable mode. You can't able to, sorry, it will be disable mode. If you want to enable the custom buttons, see here in applet, account list applet, you created the button, but this button is disabled. Okay, so you have to enable this button. How to enable this button is we can able to enable the button in scripting, and as well as there is a user property called can invoke method, applet user property. So here you just create the new record in applet user property, select that particular applet. Okay, select that particular applet and come down to applet user properties. Here you need to give the syntax for that user property. What is that syntax is uh, can invoke method, and method name. Here I am going to giving our method. What is our method? We have given there in control level, go to order, right? So you just copy and paste that. So the can invoke method, go to order. That means it will enable the button and value should be true. Value should be true. Okay. Now compile it. we just can invoke method and method name. Okay, and value should be true. If you give that user property, then you can able to see your button will be enabled. Okay. After that, what we'll do is we will, as of now, we didn't call the workflow. Okay, we implemented the workflow and we deployed the workflow. But how we can call that workflow in this button? Okay, now the button is enabled. Can you able to see the button is get enabled now? So button is get enabled. So whenever you click on this button, it should navigate to orders. It should create one order for that particular account and it should navigate to order screen. So as of now we didn't call. That's why it is, yeah, that's why it is showing the error. That's why it is showing the. That's correct. Yeah. Here, see this error. This error is saying that the specialized method go to order is not supported on the business component account used by business object. Because why? Because this is the custom method, right? This custom method is just enabled, but we need to provide we need to tell this method to what the functionality it will do. So we have to provide at least some functionality for that method. Now I'm going to introduce you one more applet user property, that is named method user property. Okay, named method user property. So this is the user property, named method. Okay, can you able to see now? Yes, this is named method user property. Okay, so this named method user property we can able to call to invoke the methods. So to invoke the workflows through the methods. Okay, this is the syntax for that. So this is the syntax. So invoke SVC. The first thing is named method. This is the user property name, named method, our method name, and upside is this one is the value for that user property. This is the syntax. You can able to get this syntax from tools flat section. Go to flat section and click on applet user properties. You can able to get this user property, and syntax also you can able to get the syntax. So you can able to change the few of the things like workflow process mem. Here invoke SPC, it is a static. That means it will invoke the service, invoke the business service. I already told you that workflow process manager is one of the business service. In this business service, run process is the method. In that business service, run process is the method. In that method, process name is the argument. Process name is the argument. Okay, so here process name comma, you have to give the your workflow name. What is our workflow name? Account order creation and navigation workflow, right? So this is the workflow name you are going to provide here. And row ID comma ID. That means it will, row ID is account ID and the ID is the selected row ID. You got what I am saying? The selected row ID. The selected row ID. For example, here I am selected one record. Here account record. That record is 3com account. So whenever the user click on this button, it should navigate to order screen and it should create the account. It should create the order for that particular account. Okay, not different account. Only the particular account it it should navigate and create the order. Okay, not other orders. That's what we are going to instructing this named method user property to. We are going to giving the row ID, and we are going to giving the ID. So this is just like a syntax, but you can able to copy and paste. But what I'm saying is you have to the user can able to navigate to particular account, particular selected account. Okay, that is what the syntax is here. Okay. Yeah, in orders screen you can able to see only in order screen there is the field called account. In accounts field you can able to see only 3 common account because the user selected that particular account. If the user selected other than 3 account also, if any other account, then you can able to see that account only, not 3 account. Okay, whatever the selected account only the order should create. Okay. Okay, so now what you need to do is select that particular applet, and create new user property for that particular. Can you able to see my tools? Yes, applet, select that particular applet, and here applet user properties. You can able here you need to provide the syntax, applet user property name and value you have to provide. Okay, this is the syntax, named method and method name. What is your method? When we creating control, we have given the go to order method, right? So this is the method. So just copy this one, just copy named method and give here. And here value should be this one. Invoke SBC workflow process manager run process name, our workflow name, row ID, comma ID. This is the expression for this named method user property. Okay. Now what you need to do, you need to compile it. Yes, first user property is can invoke method name that will enable the button, and second user property is it is going to call the workflow whenever the method is get invoked. Whenever the user going to click a button, that means whenever the method is going to invoke, whenever that particular method is going to invoke, then the workflow, whatever the workflow we provided in value property here, workflow process manager, run process name, the workflow name we provided, right? So the workflow will gets called and it will perform some action. It will perform the action which we provided. Okay. Now you just see. Now I am going to clicking. Can you able to see my application? Can you able to see now? Okay. So now I am going to clicking this button, auto create order. This is the new button we created, right? So now I am going to clicking this button. What it will do is it will call that workflow and it will generate one new order and it will navigate to order screen. Now I am in account screen. In account screen, the button is account screen, not order screen. Okay. So now I am going to clicking this button. See, it is navigated to order screen and it is generated one new order about. Okay. That's correct.